Kahalo, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well. I am not a member of Great Millstone, yet I've entered into their labors. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akim and Aquaf. And I am going, and to the, also to the speckled bird, those of you who may not look like your quintessential Israelite. You know, you may look like you're from the other nations, because our people were scattered to the four corners of the earth. You can look that up in the Bible. If you type in scattered, you'll see it hundreds of times. But that's not the point I want to get to. That's just a greeting to you all. So I'm going to get straight to the point on this. I don't have very many scriptures. This is just a pretty much just touching bases, and then Yahweh Ratazat, I can build on it, or, maybe if some of the other brothers happen to see this, they can go in further. So, as you know, Creepy Joe Pedo swore in, as you can see at the top. This is RT News. I got the app just to, and I turned my alerts on. I want to see what's going on. The Bible tells us to watch as well as pray, correct? But I keyed in on a couple of things, this being the main one. There was something at the top about him maybe stepping down. People were in fear of Kamala being president if something happened to Joe, but we already know for many, many reasons that this nation has to fall. First and foremost, according to prophecy. Secondly, because of its atrocities against the true Hebrews of the Bible, all the covenants they've broken with the so-called Native Americans, how they've gone over the world and made the world drunk, according to prophecy, according to, I forget the chapter, but it's in Revelations. He had the wine and made the world drunk off their philosophy, off their bull, off of the Western ideology, that Edomite way of thinking, according to, yet again, I believe Revelations 13, where it says the devil's loose for a little season to go and deceive the world. You can look that up as well. But let me get to the point. Here's the trend. Remember, I said maybe 3 or 4 videos ago that this devil does not have any new tricks, just a formula, an extremely efficient formula. Okay, so I'm going to read this here, and maybe those of us who pay attention or who are old enough to remember some of the lies that were told, you'll key in on this. So I'm going to read second to last paragraph. Biden is also inheriting a problematic relationship with China, marred by numerous Trump policies. Those include a protracted trade war, a spree of sanctions targeting Chinese companies, prosecutions of alleged Chinese spies, and accusation that Beijing had unleashed COVID-19. But, we're not even going to get into that. On an unsuspecting world, and the latest charge of genocide against the Uyghur, that's how you would say that. It can either be spelled Uyghur or UI, but you pronounce it Uyghur. The Uyghur minority. So these people I don't know much about them, but they're of Turkish descent, I believe. So they're probably Muslims in China. So, accusations of genocide. Where else have we heard this before? We went to war with a country, or before they pretty much use it as an excuse for outright assassination. Who? Exactly. Muammar Gaddafi, genocide against his people, right? But what were they trying to do? Separate economically. China is already, according to secular or worldly things, China is already set to be the next superpower, correct? So obviously, you need an occasion. You need to seek an occasion against them, right? The same way Gaddafi did. Who else wanted to separate from the U.S. Well, not that. The only tie that China has is they own our debt, most of our debt, and they're in the U.S. right now as we speak. But what I'm saying is the threat of the U.S. losing power is why they're seeking an occasion. Why we would go to war with China, I don't know, but this devil's proud. So, Saddam Hussein. Remember, he was committing genocide, quote unquote, allegedly against his people. And the next thing you know, we are at war with Iraq. I don't know why and I don't know how, because if you look at it from an unlearned standpoint, they didn't attack the Twin Towers. So why did they go for Iraq? It's because the money. Saddam didn't want anything to do with America. He got tired of being screwed. Now, that's not the exact same case here with China, but nonetheless, they are a threat to America, so they're going to seek occasion against them. So I don't know how this is going to play out. All I see is a pattern. All I'm trying to make you aware of is this pattern. The charges of genocide against their own people. Now we need to go in there and spread democracy, right? Okay, so I pulled up that, and then I pulled up with the genocide, and I'll link this in the description box if you want to read this or look at this video. But yeah, that's CNN. So U.S. accuses. I lost my train of thought. U.S. accuses China of genocide, quote unquote, of Uyghurs and minority group in Xinjiang. So that's how you say that, Xinjiang. Scroll down. U.S. has officially determined that China is committing genocide and crimes against humanity against the Uyghur Muslims and ethnic and religious minority group who live in northwest region of China. So just be on the lookout for more. So apparently, since at least March 2017, local authorities dramatically escalated their decades-long campaign of repression against Uyghur Muslims and members of other ethnic, religious, and minority groups, including ethnic I can't even. Yeah. I don't know. Kazakhs. Yeah, I don't know those. But here's the point. All in all, look at the pattern. Look how this is going to be drummed up. Look at the build up, because it's never changed. They've been saying the same shit over and over. It's the same formula. So I just want y'all to key in on that and be on the lookout, because these prophecies are popping up, and they are at an alarming rate. So what should we be doing? Again, watching and praying according to as the scripture tells us. Let's get. I'll get two scriptures and then I'll end it off. But you can look this stuff up on your own. Just to start from the top. Ezekiel 38. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief princes of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them, and say, Thus saith Yahweh power. Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, because they tried, if I'm not... Matter of fact, let me just read it. I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put the hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine armies, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmet. Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togarmah in the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Do I want to get, no. Let's go to 29. But basically, what I'm trying to get at, I should have stayed. What I'm trying to get at is war is imminent, and the pieces of the puzzle are lining up. Is it 29 or 28? It's lucky I'm doing this on the fly. I just saw it and I was like, you know what? Let me say something. Man, it's not coming to me. But basically, this is going to be a start. I mean, it's already started. There's many trade wars, there's many sanctions, there's many things dealing with money and cutting off people's goods. So all of that is already started, right? But now it is ramped up because we see that pattern, and I'm going to keep driving that home. Look up the other patterns. Look up what they said about Gaddafi. Look up what they said about Saddam. Look up what they said about a buddy in Cuba. I can't think of his name. Castro. There are many other people that they say was committing genocide against their own, who actually, allegedly. And then next thing you know, there was an invasion or there was some sort of skirmish. So China has allies. America has allies. Not to mention Israel is now, I think, entering into a deal or doing something with China now. So all those tens of billions of dollars that us as taxpayers here, the government takes and they give to Israel. Those are your real welfare recipients. Those are your real deadbeats. Sucking up the money, right? As they would say about us. But they just put our face on it. So now they have gone and are working with China and are working with other countries that are quote unquote not allies to America. So look that up as well. But this is indeed looking like, and I speak as a man, I'm just looking at the pattern though, but this is indeed looking like a jump start to World War III, that third woe that the Bible speaks of. So with that being said, Yahweh Ratazah, maybe I can touch back on this when I get more information, but the main thing I wanted to hit home was look at these patterns, look at the signs. They're right there, they're in your face. We ought to be watching, we ought to be praying, and I'm preaching to self. So shalom.